For people living in third world countries, what are some pros of living there that aren't even available in first world countries?
Experience 1. We have Tindahan or Sorry stores, only if you don't live in exclusive villages. These are stores that have your basic pantry needs. Meaning if in the middle of the night, you run out of cooking oil, you want soda, alcoholic beverages, or just some snacks, you can just go out and walk a few paces to the nearest Tindahan and buy one for less than $1. I know in the US or other countries you can only buy these in groceries or convenience stores. Other countries may have these as well, but basically, it's just saying that if you need something, you won't have to drive up to a store. If you are wealthy and live in an exclusive village, then I don't think these types of stores are available there. Experience 2. If you're middle class, for the West, you can have a really high standard of living apart from the roads and public transport. You can get full-time workers for $200-ish a month. Private/luxury healthcare is really cheap. For $2,000 to $4,000 a year, your kids can go to private boarding school. Groceries are sold for pennies. The state government gives us subsidized food every month. For $3 you get 3 kilograms sugar, 1 kilogram salt, 2 kilograms lentils, 1 L oil, 250 GT, 5 kerosene, and 10 kilograms each of rice and wheat. High-speed internet is less than $15 a month. Subscriptions are also lower. YouTube Premium is $2. Can eat in a good restaurant for $2 to $3 per person. Second-hand books are very cheap, 5 kilograms of books of your choice for $2. Good quality clothes made entirely of natural fibers are also not expensive, and it's very common to get tailored clothes. For me, on my farm, I grow fresh fruits and spices. We have coconuts, mangoes, papaya, jackfruit, various types of bananas, pineapple, different spinaches, rambutan, lemons, cardamom, pepper, cloves, bay leaves, coffee, chocolate, and every kind of dry fruit and nuts you can think of. And fresh meats, eggs, and milk from home. Edit, pictures edit 2, typos. Experience 3. In my case, our currency has horrible value. $1 is equal to 280 PKR. So, if I land a $1,500 per month remote job, I'm basically making 8 or 9 times what an average person makes here. So, I can live a pretty lavish life if I'm earning in dollars or any other better currency. The second thing is piracy. There are no cyberspace laws here in Pakistan, at least not that effective. We can pirate anything as long as it's available to be pirated. For a better part of my childhood, I didn't know that video games and movies had to be paid for. I always thought the hard part was downloading them as I had a shitty internet. I know piracy is wrong and I no longer try to pirate stuff if I can pay for it, but in the end, we do have an option to grab it for free as there are no implementations of piracy laws in this country. So that's a huge relief. Experience 4. Philippines. Well, if you get hired by a small US startup on a shoestring budget and get paid minimum wage, you will be better off than a lot of highly paid senior managers working for some of the largest companies in the country. Assuming you don't have that luxury and you're employed locally, the only pro I could think of is how you won't be judged if you still live with your parents past 30 or even 40. Everyone understands times are hard and have been hard for decades, so no one really cares where you live or if you're receiving financial support from the folks. Experience 5. Not really a third world country, but a country in development still being treated as a third world country. In Bosnia, we have free healthcare, 12 months of paid maternity leave. Every new mom gets the equivalent of the average pay for a maximum of 12 months from the state, regardless of if she was working or not. More free time. The cities are smaller, almost nobody commutes to work longer than half an hour. Affordable private universities, and almost free public universities. I feel like I could go on and on, especially if we compare it to the US. Experience 6. I get paid in USD since my country's currency suffered from hyperinflation and our president at the time, 24 years ago, decided the best way to abandon it and just use USD as our official currency. I'm not knowledgeable enough to say if this is good for us in the very long term, but in the meanwhile, it allowed us to have a not so disastrous economy as it would happen if our old currency were still up. Honestly, I'm not sure how common it is to get paid in USD in first world countries, outside of the USA obviously, or if this is desirable at all. Experience 7. Food is much cheaper. Fresh vegetables and staples are widely available and affordable for the poorest people. If you have a steady job that pays you around $500 a month, you can comfortably live in most cities in the country and afford to eat out every day, have household help, and travel by ride-sharing apps safely. Services, for instance altering clothes, electrical and plumbing installs, painting houses, car servicing, etc., are cheap enough to pay someone else to do it. If a popular item arrives on the market, there will soon be much cheaper copies available in several shady markets. Experience 8. Indian here. The country is growing rapidly but still has a myriad of problems, so not a developed country. My partner lives in London, and while I have not been there, he has shared his living experiences with me, so I have some reference for comparison. What I think is much better in India. Internet better quality, faster, better coverage, and much, much cheaper. Cheap streaming subscriptions to Netflix, Amazon Prime, YT, etc. Better quality of services available at the click of an app. We can get groceries delivered at 7 in the morning in under 15 minutes. No minimum value for purchase. Anything you want in groceries, snacks, electronics, or over-the-counter medicines is available with one click on an app anytime between morning and 7 to 11 p.m. at night. Same for ordering takeouts and food items. At similar price points, the standard of apartments and amenities we can get here is far superior to what is available in London in that range of budget. At least compared to London/UK, more advanced in terms of technology-enabled services. If I'm moving out of my house tomorrow and need a mover service for my luggage, I can book a truck at very nominal rates and get that truck to come to my house within an hour. Basically, we now have an app for everything. And it's pretty neat. It makes life super convenient. As others have mentioned, we can get maid/cook/cleaning services at very affordable rates. Electronic payment systems. We use UPI, which negates the use of cash or cards, and the UPI facility is now available almost everywhere, from supermarkets to a small roadside vendor. From buses to metros/subway systems. It's awesome, really. I basically never have to carry cash anymore as long as I have my phone. If you are middle class, access to healthcare is very easily available. Again, you can book a consultation online and have same-day appointments and even minor surgical treatments available. No long waiting periods or trying to get an appointment, which I have heard is a problem in the UK with the NHS, where wait lists can go for months long even for basic problems, which I find to be truly unbelievable, honestly. These are a few that come to mind. It is to be noted that this comparison is only for pros, and I have compared a big metropolitan city in India to London, another major global city. Not all of these services that I listed above would be available in smaller cities and towns in India. I have of course not listed any cons, as the OP question is more about knowing the benefits. I'm sure London has many pros too. Experience 9. Former coworker grew up in a third world country. He was from a wealthy family and so had his own personal driver/bodyguard, and they had maids and servants at home. If he got pulled over, a quick handover of cash and he was on his way. He planned on working in the US for a few years, saving up and living like a king when he returned. Kept trying to convince me to do the same, but I'm like, nah. Experience 10. I'm from Brazil. We do have a lot of problems and criminality, but I have to say I love my country, nevertheless. We have free healthcare for all, because it's a universal right in our Constitution. Although our health system isn't perfect, we are capable of eradicating or almost eradicating a lot of diseases, as our vaccination system is free and a lot of remedies too, or can be found for modest prices everywhere. Our best universities are free, and recently access has been fairer with systems designed to absorb more black and poor students. I'm very proud of the one I graduated from, the University of Brasilia, where the knowledge I got was not only to form people to be robots for capitalism, but to be transformative agents for a more equal world. I really love how much the nature of my country is beautiful and preserved, although there are people ready to destroy it out of greed. That's why I'm a nature advocate and climate justice activist. Our cultural heritage is one of the most diverse and complex in the world, and we still have more than 300 indigenous languages to be preserved, in addition to many religiosities of African and indigenous origins and mixtures of these with Christian religiosities, different in each region of the country. Unfortunately, it is a wealth that the far right wants to destroy, making it seem that in Brazil there are only Protestant Christians and that the thinking here is only Western. It's a lie. That's not a secret that here we make great music, but I think you out there maybe don't know enough of our literature and movies, for example, as we here know about American, England, or Portugal stuff. Our cultural manifestations are amazing and diverse. Our food is delicious and very diverse to cause our country is giant, and everything assumes specificities of each region of Brazil, cause each biome, we have at least 6, the great biomass, has its fruits, vegetables, animals, and ways of preparing the food. Our most common fruits are affordable for everyone. Some of them can be harvested from trees on the street or by trading with their neighbors in smaller towns. When I was in the USA, I was really impressed with the fruits price. Well, I could go on and on. I think what I want to say is that Brazil's a country that has great surprises and a lot to know. Even if you're born Brazilian, we can travel inside here and know different cultures like we were in another country. I think I will never be tired of here and could move to completely different places if I want. And yes, we have a lot of poverty and injustices that cause capitalism, but there are a lot of people doing amazing things to change this reality. A lot of families like mine were very poor only decades ago, and now we have a mid-class life that is not easy but could be a lot worse in a first world country, cause we're black and without important connections. All of these are next to great beaches, waterfalls, and forests. I really love my home country.
We hope you enjoyed listening to today's stories. If you want to see more stories, check out these videos or check the links in the description for more videos. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And ring that notification bell.